So if you're watching this video right now, you're probably somebody who's been having performance issues in Minecraft, and I'm here to tell you that I can save you, depending on your setup. Now, there's a couple caveats here. So if you are running on grandpa's laptop from 2014 or older, you probably just want to stick to 1.8.9 with a couple performance mods. That's really the best you can do, because newer versions use technology that is more helpful to newer computers. If you're not running on a more modern computer, there's kind of no reason to be running on a more modern version of Minecraft. So if your laptop is very, very old, like if you're on a laptop or a very old computer, I would not recommend following this tutorial. But if you are on a more modern computer and you're running 1.8.9 for Skyblock or other survival things that are not very competitive, so if you're not trying to do 1.8.9 PvP, then there's no reason to be playing on 1.8.9. The actual optimal version, especially if you have an NVIDIA card, would be 1.20.4. And in this video, I'm going to show you how that is. And I have a tutorial and I explain what each mod does. If you enjoy the video, even if you're not going to do it and you just enjoy seeing me test things, then leave a like and subscribe. Okay, so let's compare them head to head. When it comes to 1.8.9, with the Skyblock Plus texture pack, which is my texture pack of choice, on all low settings with the render distance set to 8, I'm getting like 20 to 30 FPS in the hub. And this is a fully packed hub. I tested all of these in a fully packed hub, and that is pretty abysmal, because I have a Ryzen 9 5900X and an RTX 4070, which, if you don't know anything about computers, is quite the powerful, beefy build. Okay. I'm also running any kind of reliable FPS reducing mods, and I know some people are saying that I should use Lunar Client or Badline. I am using the exact same mods that Lunar Client and Badline have built in when it comes to performance. I'm using Patcher, I'm using Foam Fix, and I'm using OptiFine. That's all that they can use. Any other performance mod for 1.8.9 that besides Foam Fix, OptiFine, and Patcher are witch doctor medicine. Okay, they're not real, they do not work. But this is a performance test with no texture pack and no mods. We're getting about 90 FPS in a fully packed hub. You can see there are people blowing up GIFs and whatnot. Now here's a test with 1.20.4 with all of the performance mods that I recommend on low settings in game and all the default settings when it comes to the mods. No texture pack. I'm getting around 180 to 200 FPS while I'm running in the hub. If we're talking about going from like 20 FPS to 200, that is a 900% increase in frame rate. And now, since I prefer Hypixel Plus texture pack, I figured I would show you guys that one as well, because, I mean, most people who are playing Hypixel Skyblock want to have a texture pack, because it's really hard to discern what weapon is which in your inventory without having these texture packs. If you are on the lowest end computer, like ever, if you're on a complete dogshit computer, do not run a texture pack. It is only going to hurt you, and you can play without it. It's not required at all. So, I mean, let's compare them all side by side, right? These are our numbers. Take this at face value, and obviously, different computers are going to get different amounts of change. And of course, if you want to go back to 1.8.9 for PvP, you can simply close the game and switch back to it. All of your stuff is still going to be just the same as you left it. Here's my last test. I wanted to just show off with my recommended settings, so turning on some of the effects and whatnot, and making the game not look so fucking ugly. And yeah, it runs all right. I'll have all my recommended settings on screen if you have a somewhat modern computer. The rest of the video is a tutorial on how to install it for 1.20.4. So if you already know how to do all this stuff, you can just use the list of mods in the description. Have fun, enjoy. Okay, so now we're going to start running down the checklist that will be in the description of this video. So first, we're going to need Fabric. So if we head to this link, we click download for Windows, we will have this file right here, Fabric Installer 1, blah, 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 blah. We'll have that. If we run it, it's going to give us this error. You're going to have to ignore it. If you don't trust it, then that's up to you. But you click run, and then you make sure you go and set your version to 1.20.4, and then you'll install it. If you go and open up Minecraft, you should have a new profile called Fabric Loader. Now, if we run Minecraft like this, it's going to run exactly the same. The only thing that's going to be different is going to say Fabric at the bottom. But obviously the options, they're all identical. But now that we've run that, if you press Windows key R, you get a %appdata %, then you go inside of your .minecraft folder, then you go to your mods folder. You can now fill it up with whatever mods you want. So let's begin. I'm going to go over each mod individually so you can understand what each one does. Now, this Google Doc that I'm in is going to be the exact same as what's in the description of my video. Each one is going to have an explanation under it. I'm still going to explain them in this video as well so you can understand. For now, we're going to skip this one, though. We're just going to go down and get Fabric API. And Fabric API is simply an API that lets a bunch of other mods that we want to use work with it. All we need to do is go find the most recent 1.20.4 and add that to your mods folder. Next up on the list will be sodium. This is another mod that just increased frame rates. Want to make sure we go and find, 1.20.4. Should we go ahead and get that one? Add that to our folder. Sodium Extra. This mod adds a lot of features over from OptiFine to make the switch a little less jarring. The next mod that we will want is lithium. And lithium is made by the same people who made sodium. It's supposed to combo up with sodium, just more frame rate improvements. Entity culling, make sure you're getting 1.20.4. What this mod does, this mod hides entities that you're not looking at. More culling is the same idea, except for things that are not entities. For the culling mods to work, they rely on the cloth config API, so we need to make sure you get this, and make sure you're getting the Fabric 1.20.4 version. Now this one is very specific, so you need to have an NVIDIA card. So if your card is not made by NVIDIA, this won't work. And if you're confused on how to find out what kind of graphics card you have, all you have to do, right click here on your taskbar, and then Task Manager, and then you'll see something like this. Seems a little overwhelming. All you gotta do, go to Performance, and then GPU. If it says anything besides NVIDIA right here, it is not gonna work. So don't install this mod. If you've ever used Forge, then you're gonna want to use this. So if you're used to more older versions of Minecraft, you're gonna want to add the mod menu. Make sure you're getting 1.20.4. All this does is let you change the config of other mods that you have installed from inside the game. Model gap fix. All this one does is fix a couple of issues with models. Make sure you're getting the 1.20.4 version. No chat reports. This mod's very helpful because I know a lot of people's big gripe with switching over to the newer versions of Minecraft is that you can be banned if people report you in chat. Which, obviously, I don't mess with that, right? I don't want to be banned because I said a no-note word in chat. Okay, now we're going to swing back and make sure, if you want to use a texture pack, that's sort of up to you. I personally prefer to use texture packs for Hypixel Skyblock because it just makes a lot of the custom items stand out. You're going to need CIT Resound. And so now whenever you're all done, your mods folder should look something like this. Yours probably won't have 1.8.9 unless you've played before. I'm also going to be adding NVIDIA to mine, so if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, yours will look something like this. You're going to have all of these mods.